Hey guys, it has been one heck of a Friday. I am so tired. Yesterday at school, Carter was just sort of running and not looking where he was going, and another kid was running and not looking where he was going, and they ended up bashing into each other. Now he's got a big old shiner. It hurts. It hurts. So, which brings me to talk about something else. And it's not necessarily about ASD, but more specifically about Carter's other diagnosis, which is sensory processing disorder. So, I had mentioned before about how Carter is generally sensory seeking. So, he's always looking for, he always hugs a little harder, he wants cuddles all the time, he always sort of squishes the not so muscular part of my biceps at nighttime and puts his mouth on them. When he was in kindergarten, he used to tap people's cheeks with both hands, and get like nose to nose with them. Uh, and it was just because he was having really big positive feelings for that person at the time. But one of the things that most people don't know about children with sensory processing disorder and some children with ASD is that they can be hypersensitive to things like pain. So here he is, he's got this big shiner. And where most people would be a little bit sore and trudge on, for him, it's like somebody has tried to amputate his leg. So this morning, it was like breakfast of champions, which was an Eggo waffle with only real maple syrup, because we don't like any other kind, and a dose of Advil for his pain. And then tonight it was the same. Tonight he refused to go to sleep unless I gave him some Advil for his pain. So, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. So, oftentimes those people with sensory processing disorder are ones who they feel more. When they get a toothache, it's very sore. If they have a bruise on their leg, it's like probably feels 10 times worse than it would to you or me. Sorry, I'm burping. I had a beer too. It's Friday. Um, anyway, so in terms of sensory, it has been a really hard couple of days, dealing with pain just because of his eye. So, like for instance, last night I went out to dinner with my dad and him, and I think through the meal he cried 3 times, and it was strictly because he was hungry, and also, holy crap, also in a lot of pain. Um, Dealing with a child who is sensory seeking and sensitive is exhausting. It is exhausting. He just intensely feels everything all the time. Other examples I will use about sensory is it's not just squishing arms, it affects all of his senses as well. So, bright lights tend to bother him. He is very sensitive to smells. He does not like loud noises. So, toilets flushing, hand dryers, oh, excuse me, alarm bells, those types of things. Noisy classrooms. I remember a couple years ago we went to Monster Jam, and we were all lined up outside of the dome waiting to go in. And as people started milling about and it became more and more intense, um, it was like he couldn't handle it. And so the kid, he had to wear his headphones outside of the dome before we even got into the dome. And he had to continue wearing them just so we could get to our seats. And he's also started taking headphones to school as well, for times when he's doing schoolwork, because if it gets a little bit noisy, then forget it. there's absolutely no concentration. It's like, you'd be like, ooh, something shiny. He'll be gone. So, one of the things that I wanted to just let everybody know about is because there are so many factors at play for people who have sensory processing disorder, that places like grocery stores, malls, theme parks, movie theaters, all of these places where people congregate, where there's unpredictable noises, where there are harsh lighting, these are all places where some kids can just like go off the hook. And to the outsider's eye, it looks like the kid's a brat. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's what it looks like. It looks like the kid's a brat. It looks like they just like knock over a cereal box because they don't give a shit. But in fact, they are truly overwhelmed. So next time you see something like that, give the mom a thumbs up because she's really trying. The kid's having a hard time. Good night, everybody.